What is that smell? It smells so like rich and sort of like a cheese. What is that smell, Mark?
Money. That's what it is. Smells like money, man.
This is dry-aged beef. It's like normal beef, except covered in mold. Done right, it can be delicious and expensive as all hell. People have been dry aging meat for centuries all over the world, but few places take dry aging as seriously as they do here in New York City. Hell, this neighborhood, the Meatpacking District, was once part of an enormous livestock butchery operation that spanned the entire west side of Manhattan. It drew some of the country's best cattle from the Midwest and Northeast and turned out premium steaks to be dry aged to perfection in some of the country's very first steakhouses. But these days, very little meatpacking actually happens in the Meatpacking District. It got too touristy and too expensive. It's more selfie sticks than steaks. Do it for the grand, oh, which is why to check out one of the longest running family-owned dry aging operations that's been serving New York City, we actually have to leave Manhattan, where it began, and head across the river to Jersey City.
We were in New York City in the Meatpacking District forever, and we moved here about 6 years ago. I started with my dad in the 70s. I've been here since.
What is this room?
This is one of our 2 dry age rooms where all the magic happens. The key to this is its temperature, its air speed, airflow, and time. So if you put a piece of fresh meat in here, which we do every day, we put about 800 to 1,000 pieces of meat in here on a weekly basis. That wonderful smelling bacteria jumps on the new product. Obviously, as the meat dries, it does scab up and it does get funky looking. The bacteria just help in the process of breaking down the product and giving it a certain flavor profile. That rind, like you would take the rind off of a heavily aged piece of cheese, is going to come off. You might only end up with 40%, 45% of the weight you started with.
How is dry aging as a process and as a practice, has it changed? Has it stayed the same?
For me, it has never changed. It's always about the quality of the beef you start with.
With our dry aging crash course done, we left Da Braga and headed back to New York City proper. Our destination? Smith & Wollensky, a classic midtown meat mecca that's been dry aging its own steaks for nearly 4 decades.
I get in here at 3:30, 3:45 in the morning. I touch every piece of meat that comes in the building. This way, I know what I'm getting. Consistency, consistency. And like you see, every piece of meat here looks the same, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Size of it, the color of it.
It's not so easy.
No, it's
You're
not.
sort of selling your
But after
underselling
35 years, it becomes very easy, I guess. But, yeah, actually, you're doing 2 tons of beef today.
And they
for 5
butcher
hours.
every day, right?
Every day.
Do you ever sleep? Do you dream of meat?
3 to 4 hours a night. These broilers are so intense, you just gotta watch it so you don't get too much of a burn on them. We like to have the steaks charred, but not too much.
And now we're at my favorite place in Smith & Wollensky, which is at the table about to eat. Why do you think it's worth it to dry age? Like, why do you think it's...
You just tasted why it's worth it, you know? I mean, it's a unique flavor. You don't get a piece of meat, like if you would eat a piece of meat at home, you would never have something like that.
Smith & Wollensky is an absolute classic, but steakhouses are hardly the only places that New York City's dry aging tradition is on display, which is why now we're headed to Brooklyn, to a pizza place, to go eat an absolutely transcendent dry-aged burger. Let's go meet Emily.
I'd never worked with dry-aged beef before we got it here, and I only had it maybe twice before, just eating in restaurants.
We are at our heart a pizza restaurant, so we're designed to do a lot of pizza, but we weren't designed to do mass volume of lots of other items out of our line.
We hand form our patties. Beef comes in. It's 30-day aged. When it comes off, it gets grafted in 2-year cheddar. It gets some caramelized onions, and it gets our special sauce. With the dry-aged beef, searing it makes it really nice and crispy on the outside, but you still get the funkiness in the middle. I think that's a really unique part of our burger. So it is sort of like textural and flavor combination I like with the dry-aged beef more so than like a regular fresh beef.
On a busy night, how quickly will those sell out?
Could be under an hour. Now I can't eat them anymore because we run out every night. It's always risky to put things on your menu, open a restaurant of classic foods that people are already, their sort of mindset is already, like we know pizza, we know burgers, we're just trying to put our spin on something that we both love because a lot of the stuff on our menu is just stuff I want to eat. It's a funky burger and that's the burger I want to eat.
Yo, did you like the episode of Food Groups you just watched about New York City's dry aging tradition? God, I hope you did. If you did, subscribe to Thrillist YouTube channel right there. Watch this video right here. And then, of course, like and comment below. I'll be in there responding. And we will catch you next Monday morning at 7 a.m. with a brand new episode. Later.